Welcome to Alistair Davies Golf. Today I'm going to talk to you about the chip and run shot, one of the simplest shot in golf, but I know still causes many people problems. But essentially all we're trying to do is get the ball airborne for a very short time and then running the rest of the way. Imagine if you were rolling a ball and where you'd land it and how the flight of the ball would look, and that's pretty much what we're after all the time. Rule of thumb, try and land the ball in the nearest, flattest area of the green and let the rest of the work be done on the ground. Where that area is dictates a little bit of the club selection you should use. In this particular case, I haven't got much room to cover and it's very flat ground, so I'm just going to land the ball on the edge of the green here and then run the rest of it with the club. For this shot I'm going to use a pitching wedge because it's quite a fast green and it's downhill and it's such a short distance. And I'm going to land the ball just shy of halfway between me and the hole. So it's going to run quite a bit of time even so, but it is a fast green. Now the common mistakes I tend to see when people do this is they have the ball too far back in the stance. I'll show you this from face on. And then what happens is the eyes go back to try and match this up, and they get a little bit pickled. And then what happens is the stroke tends to follow the shoulder line because the shoulders tend to get a bit too closed. I'm not saying you can't do this correctly, but it's more difficult than the method I'm going to show you. The method I'm going to show you is much simpler and easier to get in the right position every time. So let's start off with the feet. I want the feet to be club head width apart, all the way throughout their position from heel to toe. And I'd like to see the ball position in the centre of the stance. The other thing I'm going to do is just withdraw my left foot. Again, I'm not going to open my feet, because again that causes alignment issues. But I'm just going to withdraw my left foot, and that allows a bit more room to let the club extend through, and makes it easier to complete that fall through part of this little shot. The ball's in the centre, as I said, and the weight's going to be 70% on the left foot. This allows the club to travel down into the ground, and make sure I get the right contact on the ball first contact rather than the ground slightly toward the ball. It also encourages our wrist to be a little bit firmer rather than sort of the unwanted flickiness we see with a lot of players who struggle with this shot. So, next thing I'm going to do is get the heel of the club slightly raised off the ground to allow this club to sit up my forearm a little bit more. So again, I'm encouraging myself to swing my forearms and rock my shoulders, much like a putt, rather than use the wrist and swing the club on too much of an arc. Again, ideal world, this will be a fairly straight looking swing, but it'll still be working on a very slight arc so it's stood aside the golf ball. So the weight stays on the left foot, and the last set of features to talk about will be the eyes. And I want the eyes to feel like they look directly down, but more towards the front of the ball, again to ensure this sort of downward blow and this kind of correct contact on the ball. So let's just go ahead and play this shot. So heel in the air, lean it forward, and then a simple rock with the shoulders, land the ball just on the green, and then let the ball run out to the hole. So it's a very simple shot if you can get in the right setup. Keep it square, make it simple, and in further videos I'll go on to talk about distance control exercises and how to use different clubs and so on.